It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
The new vice presidential candidate, the governor of Minnesota. What do we know about him?
All right. What we know, John, is as follows. He's a former member of Congress. He purports to be a moderate, but in fact, the way he's governed as governor is as a far left progressive. He's raised taxes. He allowed Minneapolis to burn 4 years ago with the Antifa and BLM riots.
Well, we had this morning the former senator from Minnesota. We had Norm Coleman, and he said when he was senator, they turned over, how much was it, a $20 billion surplus or $30 billion surplus?
It was a horrific. They went from having a surplus to having a deficit, and it's all at the hands of this governor. So this governor is governed from the left. He's a creature of the far left.
He allowed, during COVID and during the riots in Minnesota, he allowed the place to burn down.
Absolutely. And remember who's supporting him. Omar, part of the squad, an anti-Semitic extremist, that supports him. Bernie Sanders supports him.
So you're not on his fan club?
Fan club? I think it's probably one of the worst choices for America you could get. They had a very good person who they could have nominated, who's a very smart guy, a very good moderate Democrat, and that's Governor Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro is a very decent person. I know him in Pennsylvania. Robert Unanue, Goya Foods, you do business worldwide. You doing much business in Minnesota? Isn't that where Super Value was, or who was there?
Yes, we do business all over the world, and actually I have family from Venezuela, and you know, Venezuela is touting how safe it is in Venezuela, and what they've done is Tren de Aragua, one of the super gangs, one of the worst in the world, has been sent over to this country along with people from other 150 countries, and they're not here to do good. We're a country of immigrants. We have so many good immigrants, but good people in this country, but. For example, this guy Walz was under investigation for pandemic relief, fraud, COVID lockdown. During COVID, you know, Goya kept working because we're an essential business, but work is essential. We need a reason to get up every day, God, family, and work. But the problem is there's so much corruption out there. It's money and power, money and control. This administration created the largest two industries in the world. It blew them up, drugs and human trafficking. And the Latino is the biggest victim of this. And, you know, the U.S. is the biggest consumer. And we have to be concerned about safety, about letting people into this country, about paying, you know, supporting them, which creates inflation. But, you know, those two issues, safety and inflation, you know, our prosperity, the middle class being assailed. I just fear it's more the same. And this election, I believe, is existential. If we cannot afford 4 more years. You know, they say communism works until you run out of other people's money to spend. We cannot afford to feed the world and to take care of the world when actually some of the people coming in are here to do us harm.
Absolutely correct. What I heard is that he did during COVID and during the riots in Minnesota. They stood by and watched.
Right, they watched Minneapolis burn. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, it's perfectly clear that Kamala Harris was afraid of her progressive left. She went into the tank, gave them somebody that they wanted, Bernie Sanders' favorite governor, the radical extreme anti-American favorite.
Now, the important thing is, I understand that Kamala Harris has not had, ever since she's been nominated to run for president, she has not had one press conference.
No, she's hiding behind a teleprompter. She's like Biden, they're hiding her behind a teleprompter. She's not done any interviews, and now there's a question whether there's going to be a debate or not. What are your thoughts, by the way? Should there be a debate?
I think there should be 2 or 3 debates. I mean, the American people deserve to know what they're buying, but the truth is, I don't think there might not be a debate. I think Trump is willing to debate. But I'm not sure Kamala Harris says. What do you think, Robert Unanue?
Well, JV was talking today about, JD, I'm sorry, about, not necessarily debating her now, but I've heard commentary say, and I agree, I think it's important to debate ASAP, because once you get into the convention, it's a coronation and it's going to get a boost. So I think you expose these policies and agendas before you go into the convention. Well, I mean,
my opinion, I think she might pull a Joe Biden. And don't forget, during the 2022 elections, 2021 election, or 2021, that Trump got out there and he had 40,000 people applauding him. President Biden got out there, or the vice president at that time, Biden got out there and he had 12 people. And we were all laughing. Oh, look at that. Trump has 40,000. He has 12,000. But guess what? The Democratic strategy was right.
And by the way,
they hid the truth from the American people.
And they're doing it again.
And by the way, J.D. Vance had a rally today in Pennsylvania, and he took questions. And he's saying that Kamala has not taken questions in 16 days. But he's out there, and it's not prompted, it's not teleprompted. He's taking questions from the people.
Well, I just don't know, guys. I think the American people, this is the most important. I think it's 92 days to the election. It's the most important 92 days. How does the song go? Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Yeah, but John, you know what they're doing? They're on a reinvention campaign on Kamala Harris. They're trying to erase her record and repackage her. And that's very, very dangerous. We're not getting the real Kamala Harris.
And you want to know something? Between Iran, Russia, China, I think, my personal feeling, I don't think any of them want a war. They realize that right now that the White House is wounded. And my gut feeling, they don't want a war. They're just going to let things slide till there's a new president. Bob? You're a worldwide traveler. You have a worldwide company.
I agree. We have to move closer to God at the end of the day. This politics, we're hating each other. We got to unite and love each other.
I agree.